What's going on, people? Welcome to the player ratings. Palace 1, United 1. We get a point at home, and I'm joined by Patrick to discuss the individual performances from the game. As always, make sure to leave a like and subscribe, and leave down your comments in the comment section down below, letting us know your player ratings of the game. Patrick, let's jump straight into it. Lots of positive performances today. Let's start off with Vicente. He got 6 from me, 6.5 from you. He didn't really have much to do in this game, in all honesty. So, there's not really much to say from me. Anything you want to add?
No, I mean, he was couldn't do anything about the goal. And besides that, he played pretty well. 3 saves, fine.
Yeah, you didn't really have much to do, which is a positive. Nathaniel Klein, 6.5 from both of us. Today, he was involved. He was involved going forward. I don't know his stats. I don't know how many misplaced passes he had, but I know there were at moments of the game where potentially he could have done better. But look, I don't have high expectation. I think this is the level he's at, and I thought he had a very solid defensive performance. But going forward, maybe he could have done a bit better with some of his passes. But look, no complaints from me. I thought he still had a relatively decent game. Moving on to the next player. Chris Richards, the smile on his face. He's giving me a smile on my face. 8. Is this Premier League debut? Am I right in saying that?
Yeah, it was today, yes.
Look, I said before the game, in terms of, I would be genuinely worried if Tompkins started ahead of Richards today. And today he showed it why. Because he's got the pace, and he played today like he's been playing in the Premier League for the last 50 games or so, like he knows the Premier League inside out, like he knows the squad inside out. His pace was very important to stop United counters. There was times where Rashford, one of the most informed players in the league, was running down the line. He not only he caught up with Rashford, but his tackling was absolutely brilliant. And same with Anthony as well. He looked extremely composed there, good in the air, good on the ground. Nothing bad to say about his performance. I'm absolutely proud, and hopefully this is the start for him at his Palace career, because it's been slow so far. But, I have nothing bad to say. I genuinely don't have anything bad to say about his performance.
Nah, it's performance that I expected out of him. Like I said, I watched him play national team for USA, play in Germany. He's a good player. The only issue, honestly, I'll say it again, it was an injury issue. And I can tell now that he looks like he's back to full fitness in the post-match. Vieira mentioned that, he wanted to go to the World Cup, disappointed he didn't get a chance to go. He was hurt. And now he looks like he's okay. Stats-wise, 80% passing, 5 out of 7 long passes, 5 out of 5 ground duels won. And you mentioned it, man. The way he played against Rashford. Rashford's speed was such an issue. Rashford's a top-class player. And Richard was good. The only thing that was a little problem was that McTominay tackle, which, honestly, if he called that a penalty, it could have been a penalty. Luckily, VAR decided it wasn't a penalty, but that was it. But he played really well today. Very happy for him on his debut. He had a great post-match interview. So, man, hopefully long may continue. And I really like him and Gehi as a partnership. First time ever, was quite decent today.
Exactly. Is Joachim Anderson scared? I'm not too sure. Look, but Gehi, I gave him an 8. You gave him an 8 as well. He had a pretty solid game, but it's good. It's good that we got 3 centre halves that could step up to the plate, and we knew that Richards can do it. We had a feeling, and now that he's done it against one of the better opponents. And by the way, I'm not saying Richards from now onwards is going to have 8 out of 10 every single game.
Oh,
might have some rough patches, but he's going to be learning. But still, you can see his raw talent. He's got talent there. We just have to craft it. And it's a player come from Bayern Munich. Like, this is clearly he's got something in him. But as I said, he both gave him an 8. Pretty solid performance from him as well. Tyreek, another solid game. He seems like he's getting in his groove now, Patrick. I mean, to the start of the season, it wasn't that great. You could tell he's getting a bit frustrated. It wasn't the same Tyreek. At times, especially in the second half, he could have done a bit better in terms of connection with Wilf. But overall, defensively, not many issues. And as I said, baby steps until we see the old Tyreek back. And we're reaching that point by the game. Chelsea game, he had a very solid game. In this game, once again, I saw improvements. I saw him being solid. I saw him being comfortable. And it's just all about him being consistent at this stage. And I'm seeing it. He's gonna come back to being the Tyreek going forward and defensively. Just a few more games. A few more games is what's required.
Yeah, passing wasn't great, but I really like the link-up play with Wilf going forward. He had 12 recoveries today. And you know what? He shut down Anthony, who is a very good player. And I like that little play in the first half when he kind of wound up Anthony. He pushed him over. I like that. I like the little niggly play out of players sometimes. So, no, I think Tyreek's definitely, last 2 matches, very solid, getting back to his best, hopefully.
Yeah. Check Decore, the man that's been carrying literally our midfield and our team at times on his back. You gave him a 6, I gave him a 7. For me, I thought he had a good performance. I mean, the first goal, let's be honest, he was at fault to a certain extent. From what I saw, I haven't even seen a replay. He was pointing at Klein, telling Klein to go forward, and he lost his man. His man got through. Of course, you could talk about Will, who's also lost Bruno Fernandes, and that's how they scored. But it was an unfortunate spell. Decore has been brilliant for us, but today having another midfield next to which we're going to be talking about in just a second definitely helped, because he just had to play his normal game and he didn't do anything brilliant because he had someone that helps him out.
Yeah, I only gave him a 6 because his passing a little bit off today, only 71%, but he had 10 recoveries. We'll get to Hughes in a minute. Hughes had 11 recoveries. And again, just on that goal, just letting Eriksen get by him wasn't great, and that led to the goal. And again, he could have been at fault for the Chelsea goal. So, defensively on a couple of goals, the last couple of matches has been great. But he's played really well all season. And again, having someone in there that helped him, like today, Hughes was really helpful today.
Hughes, that's it. He started in this game. 6.5 from you, 7.5 from me. That's a bit low, Patrick. Look, for me, I thought apart from his passing, in a way, someone said it when we were talking about in the live match reaction. It kind of reminded me of Maka. He was all over the place. He was very good defensively. He was involved forward. He was looking at forward passes. He was at the right time when he had to put in a challenge. He put in that challenge. In all honesty, if his passing was on point, I think it would have been an 8 or 8.5 from me. He could have done it any better. And this is what I've been screaming out for a very long time, especially me. I feel like starting a midfielder that's an actual midfielder definitely helps, but he's not a bad player. He's not. And today, he definitely made us way more solid, and he helped Decore, which is the key, because Decore has been doing a lot by himself recently. But look, his passing, I get it. It wasn't that great. I haven't got the statistics on me. But the reason for that, I believe, is due to the chemistry. Some of these players that he's playing with, one, who doesn't play as often. And second of all, some of these players, we've made quite a few rotations today. It just was the basics. I'm pretty sure in the long run, them passes that were misplaced today, they'll be successful. So very happy, extremely happy with Hughes' performance in midfield.
Again, I will say before I give you the stats that I thought he played very well, especially the first time with Decore in a Premier League match. Again, I love the niggly part of his game where he tackles. I love the way he drives the ball forward, looks for those passes. But the issue for me was he was 67% passing success rate. Yeah. He only won 1 out of 5 tackles, which wasn't great. But he had 12 recoveries. Yeah, he had 12 recoveries, which is very good. He broke up play. And again, he was trying to get himself involved. He was trying to make that pass that other players like Schlupp don't try to make. So it's like for the first time with Decore, I'm very, very encouraged. I like what he did. And again, we mentioned that before. With the goal, he can't lose Eriksen. For Fernandes, he can't. He kind of drops into the box, you know what I mean? Yeah. But again, overall, trust me, I'm not putting the performance down. I thought Hughes did really, really well for the first time. I'm looking forward to having him play there a few more games going forward with Decore. Again, just a few little things like the passing and the goal. But besides that, a lot of things to look forward to with Hughes going forward.
100%. Olise? 8 from both of us, but Patrick, that free kick, and it's only £8 million as well. We know that we got him on the cheap. But look, apart from that free kick, of course, everyone will be talking about that. Absolutely fantastic. Couldn't go any wrong, and probably saved us and gives us a massive boost going into the next game. But his overall play, what do you like about him? He got switched a few times. It was through the middle, went out wide. I think Vieira's been doing this quite frequently. He's done this in the Chelsea game. He's done this in this game as well, changing players around, which is good because that's what you want to see. Ideally from a manager, changing things up when it's not working. But for you, Olise today, 8. Is that 8 based on a free kick, or is it other play as well?
No, I'm going to say that I really like the interchangeability of Eze. Didn't play today, but let's go with people who started today. So with Olise, Edouard, and Zaha, at any point today, you had Wilf left, you had Wilf right. You had Olise left, you had Olise in the 10. You had Edouard in the 10, you had Edouard on the left. I love it. It was great. Olise got off to a slow start today. The first half he got a slow start, but he put that great ball forward for Edouard, that great save by De Gea in the first half. Second half, in the beginning, he goes down our right side, draws a foul immediately on Martinez, gets a yellow card drawn. And then obviously later on, he gets that great free kick goal. So as the game went on, he got better and better. I told you on the I guess it was the game, the preview to Man United. I need to see more out of him. Yeah, I mean, but today, fantastic goal, world-class goal against a world-class, well, not world-class goalkeeper because their head's fallen off, but a very, very good goalkeeper. It's a great goal at a point when we needed it. So today, the 8 for me was how he grew into the game and also the goal. The goal was brilliant, and we needed it, and he played really well.
And the celebration as well. No celebration.
Oh my God, stone cold, man.
He's cold. 9-minute equalizer against United. It's fine. It's fine. I'll just move on to the next game. I just have to get another goal in the next game. Exactly. That goal and it just sums up Olise.
It really does. It really does. Great point.
Moving on to the next player, Edward. He started today as well. 6 from you, 6.5 from me. He had an interesting role. I didn't really expect it. He playing as like a number 10 at some points, tracking back as well. Look, I thought his defensive game was good overall. Some of his decision making going forward, it could be improved, but there isn't anything really to fault about his performance today. I was impressed.
No, again, my thing with him again, great shot by the way, deserved the goal. I mean, that save by De Gea really was good.
In the first half,
the issue was he lost 11 duels, the most of any player on the pitch, which is surprising. His hold-up play wasn't great. Again, he hasn't played in the 10 a lot for us. He did a lot for Celtic. I like the fact that one, he started obviously, and one, the fact he gets to move. I told him before, moving around. Honestly, I like to see him as a 9. Put him at striker. Put Eze behind him next game. But I mean, it's coming with him. It's coming. He's got to start more games, get into the flow of things, get into a more of a feel with Zaha and Olise. But it wasn't an outstanding game for him, but it was a decent game by him today. It really was. Decent.
Yeah, 100%. Wilf, he had to face Wan-Bissaka. You going 5.5, 6.5. I'll let him go for this game. I mean, it's not easy facing Spider. That's what they call him.
I agree.
And you saw it today.
Yeah.
JP, also starting. Biggest fan. Patrick, 4.5 from you, 5 from me.
Listen, let me start.
I'm gonna be. Let me start.
Okay,
look,
go ahead.
This is what you do all the time. You just don't give JP the credit when it's true. Like, come on. You always give him the little rating. We gave him 4.5 today. You need to realize that when we bought him for the right price. He was playing on form. Look, he's still not getting over it. 4.5. Come on, man. He wasn't that low.
You are so funny. So my point being is that, you know what? He played hard. He won 3-3 area duels. But he just didn't have, 21 touches. He just didn't have enough hold-up play. We talk about our number 9. One thing I loved about Benteke, for all of his lack of scoring, is that he holds the ball up for other players in the play. Mateta's trying to do that. He really is trying, but him, Ayew, Zaha, Edward, they're just not good at it. And against him like United, especially in that first half, every minute we didn't lose the ball, they would counterattack us. He's trying. But again, next match, as much as I like Mateta, and again, don't try and be funny, I'm a Mateta fan, but I'd much rather Edward start at the 9 and have Eze at the 10 next match.
He's a Mateta fan, but no bigger than me. Moving on to the next player is Eze. He came off the bench today. I thought he had a solid performance coming off the bench.
He did.
I liked it. Of course, there's still aspects he can improve on, but I don't mind it. Schlupp. I'm going to give a praise to. 6.5 from you, 6 from you.
Yeah.
And the reason why I am is because I feel like this is his role. We're chasing that game, and he came on for 20 minutes, 15 minutes or so. And it suits him perfectly because he has that energy, he has that pace, and he can hurt defenders that are going, we're going towards the end of the game where defenders are tired. And that's the perfect time to use Schlupp, not when he's starting in midfield week in, week out, but coming off the bench and hurting teams that. And who won the free kick to score that goal? Jeffrey Schlupp, coming from that midfield. So for me, I feel like, hopefully Vieira realizes as well, I feel like Schlupp's role is better suited coming off the bench and using that pace.
You know what? All of our subs today, we're going to get to the manager last, which is the first time we're doing the manager rating, but you have to give the manager credit. All the subs that came on, they did a job. Schlupp wins the free kick, Eze gets himself involved, Ayew gets himself involved, and Luca didn't put a foot wrong as far as he didn't make any mistakes that cost anything. So listen, man, Schlupp did his job today, and winning that free kick was massive today because that was a massive free kick by Olise, and it was a massive point for us today.
Yeah, exactly. Ayew didn't really have much to do. Both of us gave him a 5 rating in this one. Luca, you didn't even give him a rating. I just gave him a 5 for you because I thought
it wasn't long, but he did okay. It was fine. He was fine.
There's nothing. And then as a recommendation, you guys wanted it. You want a manager rating. So here it is. The first ever manager rating from me and Patrick. 8.5. 9. Look, I have to say it. In this game, the squad selection, I was very impressed with the lineup. I thought Patrick Vieira was brave, and that's what I want to see from him. I mean, putting Richards there, he could have easily still put Tompkins starting. He could have easily started Jeffrey Schlupp as well, because that's what he's done in the past. And he could have, easily started Jordan Ayew and leaving Edouard and Mateta off the bench. But I like the bravery. It wasn't working. He changed it up. Substitutions on point today. The reason why I gave him a 9 and not a 10, nothing about what happened in terms of subs or tactics or the players. Maybe the patterns of play going forward. That's me criticizing. It's being very harsh. Maybe it could have been a bit better. But saying that, that's not really on Vieira. 9 out of 10. I thought he didn't do much wrong today. And that's the Vieira I want to see. A Vieira that actually, takes a bit more risk, because it's been a bit negative in terms of his approach and tactics, and stubborn at times, I felt like. But today, Patrick, you gave him a high rating as well.
Yeah, like you said, team selection was perfect. I thought the formation was good, and I like the fact that when it wasn't working, like I mentioned before, he moved players around, moved Edouard around, moved Olise around, moved Zaha around. When he felt like it wasn't working, we're down a goal, he made the subs. Brings on Eze, brings on Ayew, brings on Schlupp, brings on Luka. So got to give the manager credit again. I know he's got a lot of criticism from our fan base. I think I'm warranted, because you and I both agree this squad is not deep enough. It's not his fault. Hopefully, we get the players that he really wants. We'll do a little bit better. But again, today against a team that is in red hot form, playing very well, we hung in there. The manager did a great job, and gets us a very, very valuable point, which hopefully calmed everybody down a little bit, and we can move on from there.
Exactly. Great. Red hot sauce. Palace. He's talking about Palace, of course. Not talking about Man United. We're red on fire. I brought out the orange jumper today to represent it to a similar extent. I can bring the red jumper when we hopefully get something out of the Newcastle game. Look, jokes aside, it was a positive performance. Overall, the lowest rating was 5. The manager had a high performance. We got a point. Something to build up on. Thank you, Patrick, for joining us, of course. But, you gave Mateta a low rating. I'll let you off for that. We got a point, whatever. I mean, you have to get off his back a bit. But look, thank you to you guys for watching as well. You should leave a like and subscribe. Leave down your comments in the comment section down below, letting us know whether you agree or disagree with us. And until next time, up the Palace.